Layla's hands trembled as she unfolded the old letter she found buried in her late mother's jewelry box. The ink was faded, the words shaky, but one sentence hit her like a blade. If she ever finds out what she really is, protect her from the wolves. Her heart pounded. Protect her from the wolves? She was mated to the most powerful alpha king alive. The estate was quiet that night, the fire burning low in Damon's study. Layla sat curled in his chair, the letter shaking in her hand. Damon stood behind her, his golden eyes narrowing as he read over her shoulder. Protect her from the wolves, he repeated, his voice low and dangerous. What does that mean? I don't know, Layla whispered. Her chest tightened. My mom never talked about anything like this. She always told me I was ordinary, human, just human. Damon's jaw clenched. He took the letter gently from her hand, his thumb brushing hers. There's nothing ordinary about you, Layla. But this, he tapped the words, this is different. This means someone knew about you, about us, before we ever met. Her pulse quickened. Are you saying my mother knew I'd end up with you? I'm saying, Damon said carefully, that your bloodline may not be what you think it is. That night, Layla dreamed. She stood in a forest lit by silver light. A woman with her face, only older, softer, stepped out of the shadows. Her mother. Mom? Layla whispered. Her mother smiled sadly. My daughter. You've walked into a world I tried to keep from you. Layla reached out, but her hand passed through mist. What am I? She begged. You are not just human. You carry blood older than wolves, blood that can either bind them or break them. The words echoed like thunder. Before Layla could speak, the forest shifted, and Damon's roar filled the dream. She woke gasping, Damon's hand steadying her shoulder, his golden eyes fierce. What did you see? He demanded. Layla told him everything, her voice trembling. Damon went silent, his face unreadable. Then he pulled her into his arms, holding her tightly. Whatever this is, we'll face it together. But Layla, his voice dropped lower, almost a growl. If your blood can break wolves, there are others who will come for you. Days later, while reviewing council petitions, Layla noticed a man at the edge of the hall. He wasn't Pack. His suit was plain, his posture calm, but his eyes, dark gray, cold, never left hers. When the meeting ended, she stepped into the corridor. The man was waiting. Mrs. Black, he said smoothly. Her heart skipped. No one here called her that anymore. She was Queen Layla, mate of the Alpha King. Who are you? She asked. A messenger, he replied. Your mother's family sent me. Layla froze. My mother's family is gone. Not all, he said, his lips curved in a thin smile. There is a reason she kept you from us. A reason she warned you about wolves. Your blood is rare. Before she could respond, Damon appeared, his presence filling the hallway. His golden eyes burned into the man. Step away from her. The man didn't flinch. You can protect her body, Alpha, but can you protect her blood? And just like that, he was gone, disappearing into the shadows as if he had never been there. Damon paced the study, his fury rolling off him in waves. He knew too much. He knew your mother's name, your bloodline. That's not chance. Layla stood by the shelves, scanning old tomes the Pack historians had brought. Damon, what if he's right? What if my mother's family hid something? His jaw tightened. Then we find it before they do. They pored over dusty pages late into the night. One book, written in old ink, caught her eye. She flipped it open and froze. There, drawn in faded ink, was a crest, a serpent wrapped around a silver crown. Underneath, words in ancient script, the line of binders. What's a binder? Layla asked softly. Damon's golden eyes glowed faintly in the candlelight. Someone whose blood can command wolves, or destroy them. Layla's throat went dry. And you think, I'm one of them? He stepped close, his hand cupping her cheek, his voice rough but steady. I don't care what your blood says, Layla. You're mine, my mate, my queen, and no one will use you against me. But deep inside, Layla knew the truth. The mystery of her blood was only beginning to unfold. The estate gates rattled in the wind. 2 guards dragged a stranger forward, his wrists bound, his face smeared with blood and dirt. He was lurking near the east wall, a guard reported. Layla stepped closer. The man's gray eyes sent a chill down her spine. They looked like the messengers. He smiled faintly when he saw her. Daughter of the line, we found you. Damon's growl rumbled like thunder. Who sent you? The man spat blood at Damon's boots. Your mate doesn't belong to you. She belongs to us, to the Binder's Circle. Layla's pulse raced. The Binder's Circle? What is that? The man's smile widened. Your true family. Before she could press further, Damon motioned to the guards. Get him out of my sight. Lock him where he can't breathe without my order. As they dragged him away, Damon turned to Layla, his eyes glowing. This is only the beginning. They're coming for you. That night, Layla wandered the gardens alone, her mind spinning. A binder, my true family, command wolves, destroy them? The words haunted her. Then she heard it, a low growl. She turned to see one of the younger wolves in partial shift, his eyes wild, his body trembling like he couldn't control the beast inside him. Stay back, he barked, voice breaking. Layla froze. What's happening to you? She asked. He clawed at his head. Can't control it. Her instinct screamed to run, but instead she stepped closer, her voice trembling but steady. Look at me. Breathe. You're okay. His eyes snapped to hers, and suddenly his body stilled. The growl died in his throat. His shoulders lowered, his claws retracted. Layla gasped. Did I just calm him? The wolf blinked, breathing hard, and then stumbled back, wide-eyed. What did you do to me? I don't know, she whispered, but deep down, she knew. It was her blood. When she told Damon what happened, his expression darkened. He pulled her into his study, slamming the door shut behind them. You used it, he said, pacing, the power in your blood. It answered you. I didn't mean to, Layla said, wrapping her arms around herself. He was losing control, and I told him to breathe, to calm down, and he listened. Like I was inside his head. Damon stopped pacing, his golden eyes fierce. Layla, that's dangerous. If others see this, they'll either try to worship you or destroy you. Her throat tightened. So what am I supposed to do? Pretend it isn't there? He stepped close, cupping her face in his hands. His voice softened. No. You're supposed to let me protect you. Whatever this bloodline means, whatever power it holds, it doesn't define you. You define you. Tears stung her eyes. But what if it changes me? What if it changes us? His forehead pressed to hers, his breath hot against her lips. Nothing could ever change us. You are my mate, my queen, my forever. Power or no power, you're mine. She kissed him then, desperate and tender, pouring all her fear and love into the warmth of his mouth. Damon's arms tightened around her like he could shield her from fate itself. Days later, Damon gathered his most trusted scouts. Reports had come in, strangers lurking in the woods, gray-eyed men watching from the hills. The Binder's Circle is here, Damon said grimly. They want her blood. They think it's their right. Layla stood beside him, spine straight. Then we don't wait for them to come knocking. We find out what they want. The room went silent. Wolves stared at her, uneasy. Damon's jaw clenched. Layla? No, she cut in firmly. If I'm part of this bloodline, I need to know what they plan. I won't hide behind walls while they whisper about me. I'm not a secret anymore. For a moment, Damon looked torn between fury and pride. Then, slowly, he nodded. Fine. We'll set a meeting, but know this. His hand closed around hers, his golden eyes blazing. If they so much as breathe wrong in your direction, I'll end them. Her lips curved into a small, brave smile. I know. But as the words left her mouth, her heart pounded. Because for the first time, she wasn't just Damon's queen. She was something else, something the world had been waiting for. The abandoned church stood at the edge of the city, its broken windows glowing with candlelight. Damon's hand was tight around Layla's as they entered, flanked by 2 guards. Inside, hooded figures knelt in a circle. All of them turned when Layla stepped forward. Their eyes, gray, sharp, unblinking, glowed faintly in the dark. Daughter of the line, the one in front whispered. His hood fell back, revealing silver hair and a scar running across his cheek. At last, he said. Layla's throat tightened. Who are you? We are the Binder's Circle, he said, the keepers of your bloodline, the protectors of what you are. I'm not yours, Layla snapped. I'm Queen of the Wolves, mate of the Alpha King. The man smiled faintly. Do you think fate binds you to a wolf by chance? Number, it is because of what you are. A binder was always meant to walk beside an alpha, to control, to balance, or to destroy. Damon's growl shook the rafters. She belongs to no one but me. The man's gray eyes slid to him. Even you, Alpha King, cannot hold her if the blood chooses otherwise. When they returned to the estate, Layla's chest burned with questions. Damon paced the room, his golden eyes fierce. They're lying, he said sharply, trying to lure you away, weaken us with their words. But what if it's true? Layla whispered. She pulled the old letter from her pocket, running her fingers over the words. My mother wrote about protecting me from wolves. What if she knew I was meant to control you? Damon stopped cold. His jaw clenched, his voice dropping. No one controls me. Her eyes watered. I didn't say I wanted to. What if this bond between us isn't real? What if it's only because of my blood? He was in front of her in an instant, his hands gripping her shoulders, his golden eyes burned into hers. Do you feel forced when you love me? Her tears spilled. No. Do you feel bound by magic when I kiss you? Her breath shook. No. Then stop doubting, he growled softly, his forehead pressed to hers. Whatever your blood is, whatever fate thinks it planned, we are real, Layla. You, me, us. She melted into his arms, trembling, but deep inside, doubt still whispered. That night, Layla couldn't sleep. She slipped from the bed, her bare feet quiet on the cold floor. The moon was high, silver spilling into the hallway. She heard it. Faint whispers, like voices carried on the wind. She followed them, drawn into the old west wing of the estate. There, in the dust and shadows, she found a mirror. Its frame was carved with the same serpent and crown crest from the archive book. As she touched it, her reflection shimmered. Instead of her own eyes, gray ones stared back. You cannot run from us, the reflection whispered. Your blood calls to us. The Alpha is not your destiny. We are. Layla stumbled back, her breath ragged. Damon appeared at the doorway, half shifted, his golden eyes blazing. What happened? He demanded, pulling her close. Her voice shook. I think they can reach me. Even here. Damon carried her back to their chambers, his body trembling with rage. He laid her gently on the bed, then paced like a caged beast. They touched you. Inside my home, he snarled. If they try again, I'll burn their circle to ash. Layla reached for him, her hand trembling. Damon, stop. He froze. Her eyes glistened as she whispered, "I'm scared. Not of them, but of me. What if I am what they say?" His face softened instantly. He crawled onto the bed beside her, cupping her face with gentle hands. "Layla, look at me." She did, tears spilling. "You are not a curse. You are not a weapon. You are my mate, my love, my queen, and if your bloodline carries shadows, then I'll walk through them with you. Always." Her sob broke into a laugh, shaky and tender. "You always know what to say," she said. His lips brushed hers softly, then deeper, slower. They clung to each other, fragile but fierce, as if the world outside didn't exist. And as she fell asleep in his arms, Damon whispered into her hair, a vow only the night could hear. "They will not take you from me. Not even fate itself." The words wouldn't leave her. Binders command wolves, or destroy them. Layla slipped into the training yard at dawn when the pack still slept. 2 wolves sparred in the corner, unaware she watched. Their growls grew sharper, claws flashing. One lunged too hard, sending the other sprawling. "Stop," Layla whispered without thinking. Both froze. Not just stopped fighting. Froze, eyes clouding like shadows, chests heaving. Her heart stuttered. "Oh God." She forced her voice steady. "You're fine. Stand down. Go rest." The wolves blinked, confused, then obeyed. As they trotted away, Layla's legs shook. She had controlled them. Her hands trembled as she pressed them to her chest. She hadn't shouted, she hadn't begged, she had just spoken, and they obeyed. What terrified her most wasn't that it worked. It was that a part of her had liked it. That night, Damon's golden eyes locked onto her the moment she entered their chambers. He was shirtless, pacing like a storm. "You used it," he said flatly. Her heart lurched. "You knew?" His jaw clenched. Every wolf in the yard felt it. They said it was like their bodies weren't their own. He stepped closer, his voice rough. "Layla, you cannot play with this. Do you know what it means for a wolf to lose control of his body? It's a violation, worse than chains." Tears stung her eyes. "I didn't mean to. I had to know if it was real." His voice softened, breaking. "And now you do." She reached for him, her hand brushing his chest. "Damon, I'm scared." "What if I can't control it?" His hand caught hers, pressing it to his heart. "Then I'll hold you until you can. But promise me, Layla. Promise me you'll never let them use you, not the circle, not your blood, not anyone." Her voice cracked. "I promise." He kissed her then, fierce and desperate, like he was sealing the vow with fire. Their bodies tangled, need and fear colliding, as if both of them were trying to remind fate that their bond was stronger than any curse. The next day, council whispers reached Damon's ears. A guard had been caught passing messages outside the walls. A low-ranking wolf, loyal on the surface, but when confronted, his eyes flashed gray. "He's one of them," Damon growled as they dragged the man into the hall. The traitor sneered, his gray eyes flicking to Layla. "She doesn't belong to you. She belongs to us. Her blood will break your crown." Damon's claws extended, his voice a snarl. "Say one more word and you lose your tongue." Layla stepped forward, her hands trembling. "Why? Why do you think I belong to you?" The traitor smirked. "Because only a binder can command the Alpha King, and when she does, your kingdom will be ours." Gasps filled the hall. Damon lunged, but Layla shouted, "Stop!" For a split second, everyone froze, including Damon. His body trembled, his golden eyes flickering, locked in place. Layla's breath caught. She hadn't meant it, she hadn't even thought, but her blood had obeyed. She whispered, horrified, "Damon, I just bound you." The room erupted. Wolves shouted, some recoiling in fear, others snarling in outrage. Damon forced himself free, his chest heaving, fury and fear mingling in his eyes. Layla stumbled back, tears streaming. "I didn't mean to. I swear I didn't mean to." The traitor laughed cruelly. "See? Even the mighty Alpha King can be leashed by her blood. She was never yours." Damon silenced him with a single slash, his body shaking with rage. The hall went quiet, all eyes on their king and queen. Layla's chest heaved, her heart pounding like it might break. "Damon, what if they're right? What if I'm dangerous to you?" His hand cupped her face, his voice raw but steady. "Then let me be the one who risks it. I'd rather die with you than live without you." But as the words left his lips, a surge of heat rose inside Layla. Power burned through her veins, hot and violent. The walls trembled, candles flared, wolves staggered back. Her scream ripped through the hall as the binder's power exploded uncontrolled, shaking the very stones. And when it ended, silence fell. Wolves stared at her with a mixture of awe and terror. Layla sank to her knees, gasping, "What's happening to me?" Damon pulled her into his arms, his golden eyes fierce. "You're mine," he whispered. "That's what's happening. And I won't let them take you. Not now, not ever." The explosion left ripples across the estate. Layla felt it in every step she took, the silence, the stares, the hushed whispers when she walked by. Wolves who once bowed with respect now averted their eyes or worse, watched her with suspicion. In the council chamber, an elder spoke what others feared to say. "She is dangerous. The binder's circle has cursed her blood. What if she turns on us? What if she binds the Alpha King again?" Layla's throat tightened. Damon slammed his hand on the table, the wood cracking. His golden eyes blazed. "Enough. She is your queen, my mate, and you will treat her as such." But the damage was done. Layla saw it in their faces, fear, and fear was harder to fight than any enemy. That night, alone in their chambers, Layla whispered, "They'll never trust me now." Damon pulled her close, his voice rough but steady. "Then they'll trust me. And I trust you. That's enough." But Layla wasn't sure it was. 3 days later, a message arrived, delivered not by hand, but carved into the stone at the estate's gates. "Layla of the Binder's line, choose your blood or watch your wolves bleed." Damon's fury shook the hall when he read it. "They dare threaten my pack through you?" Layla's chest burned. "Maybe if I just meet them again?" "No." Damon's growl cut her short. "They don't want peace. They want you. They'll twist your power until you're their weapon, and I will never allow it." "But Damon, if I don't face them, they'll hurt people. Wolves who've already begun to doubt me." His eyes locked on hers, fierce and desperate. "I don't care if the world doubts you. I won't lose you." Tears pricked her eyes. "And I don't want to lose you. But what if the only way to protect everyone is to choose?" The words hung between them like a blade. The circle struck that evening, not with fire or claws, but with words. They sent a messenger into the courtyard, his gray eyes glinting. He shouted loud enough for every wolf to hear. "She is not your queen. She is our blood. She bound your king before your very eyes. Will you follow a woman who can leash your alpha like a dog?" Gasps rippled through the crowd. Wolves shifted uneasily. Layla's chest ached. Damon stepped forward, his presence commanding. He faced the pack, his golden eyes glowing like fire. "Yes, she bound me. For a breath, a heartbeat. But hear me now." His voice thundered. "I was not weakened. I was not chained. I was hers. Willingly, gladly. And if her blood makes her powerful, then let her power be mine to share." He pulled Layla into his arms in front of them all and kissed her, fierce and unyielding. The courtyard erupted in murmurs, but no one could miss the truth in his touch. Layla trembled in his arms, her heart breaking and healing all at once. He wasn't ashamed. He wasn't afraid. He was proud. but she saw the doubt still lingering in the pack's eyes, and it gutted her. That night, Layla stood at the balcony, staring into the dark forest. She felt the circle out there, waiting, calling. Damon came behind her, wrapping his arms around her waist. "Don't even think about it," he murmured. Her tears fell silently. "If I go to them, maybe they'll leave the pack alone." His grip tightened. "And if you go to them, maybe I'll lose you." She turned in his arms, cupping his face, her voice trembling. "I don't want to hurt anyone, Damon. Not you, not the pack, but if I stay, they'll keep coming. Wolves will keep doubting me. Maybe the only way to end this is to face them on my own terms." His golden eyes burned, fierce and raw. "Then we face them together. Because if you step into that forest, Layla, you're not walking in alone. You're walking in with your mate. And if it's war they want," his voice dropped to a growl, "it's war they'll get." Her heart thudded, torn between fear and fierce love. She kissed him, soft and lingering, tasting his promise in every breath. And as the moonlight washed over them, Layla whispered, "Then tomorrow, we end this." The pack gathered at the gates as dawn broke, the air thick with tension. Wolves in human form lined the path, silent, watchful. Layla stood in a long, dark coat, her hair loose around her shoulders. Her hands trembled, but Damon's warm grip steadied her. His golden eyes glowed fiercely. "We don't bow to bloodlines," Damon growled to the pack. "We stand together. She is mine, she is yours, she is queen." A howl rose in answer, low and uncertain, but enough. Then Damon led her into the forest. They walked until the trees swallowed the sky, until shadows deepened into silence. Then they appeared. The circle. Dozens of gray-eyed figures, cloaked in black, forming a ring around the clearing. The scarred man from before stepped forward. His voice was smooth, cold. "Layla of the Binder's line, choose your family, choose your blood." Layla's heart pounded. "I already have a family, a mate, a pack. I choose them." The circle hissed, voices echoing like broken glass. "Then you choose war." The circle attacked with eerie precision. Their voices rose in unison, chanting in a tongue that made Layla's skin crawl. Wolves howled in pain as their bodies jerked, seized by unseen chains. Layla gasped. "They're binding them," Damon roared, half-shifting, his claws tearing through two attackers. But even he faltered as the chant wrapped around him, forcing his muscles to lock. "Damon!" Layla screamed. His golden eyes burned with fury, his body trembling against invisible restraints. "Layla! Don't! Let them—" Something inside her snapped. Heat surged through her veins, burning white-hot. She raised her hands, her voice ripping from her throat. "Stop!" The chant broke. The circle staggered, clutching their heads. Wolves collapsed, gasping for breath. Layla's body shook, her vision swimming gray. She felt their minds, dozens of them, threads tied to her blood. She could command them, crush them, bend them, and for one terrifying moment, she wanted to. The circle leader laughed harshly, even as blood dripped from his nose. "Yes, feel it, daughter. You are one of us. You are power. Why waste yourself on love when you could rule?" Layla's chest heaved, her vision blurred. Damon's voice reached her through the haze. "Layla!" He strained against the last of the bind, golden eyes blazing with fear and love. "Don't listen. This isn't you." Her power pulsed, surging like a storm. "I can stop them, Damon. I can end this right now." "Not like this," he begged, "not by becoming what they want." Her tears mixed with sweat. "But if I let go, they'll hurt you." His voice broke, raw and desperate. "I'd rather bleed than lose the woman I love to darkness. Don't give them what they want. Stay with me. Stay mine." Her heart cracked open. Slowly, painfully, she pulled back the storm inside her. The circle screamed as the threads slipped from her grasp. But the leader lunged, dagger flashing, aimed straight at her chest. Damon broke free with a roar, intercepting him, claws ripping through cloak and bone. Blood sprayed the earth as the leader fell, silent at last. The circle scattered, fleeing into the shadows of the forest. Their whispers faded, leaving only the sound of wolves breathing hard, the crackle of fire, the pounding of Layla's heart. She sank to her knees, shaking. Damon dropped beside her, pulling her into his arms. His chest heaved, his voice rough. "It's over. You're safe." Her tears spilled onto his shirt. "I almost lost myself. I almost became what they wanted." He tilted her chin up, his golden eyes fierce but soft. "No, you chose love. You chose us. That's the difference." She touched his face, her voice trembling. "But what if the pack never trusts me again?" "Then they'll learn," he said firmly, "because they'll see me trust you. Every day, every night, until there's no doubt left." He kissed her then, deep and lingering, as the pack gathered around them. Wolves lowered their heads, not in fear, but in respect. Later, back at the estate, a ceremony was held. Not grand, not political, but real. Wolves brought her tokens, a cloak stitched with silver thread, a crown of ironwood branches, gifts of loyalty. Damon placed the cloak around her shoulders, his golden eyes glowing with pride. "Not because of your blood," he said, voice strong, "because of your choices, because of who you are, my queen." The pack howled in unison, the sound rolling like thunder. Layla's chest swelled. For the first time she felt whole, not cursed, not feared, but chosen. That night, alone in their chambers, Damon kissed her softly, his voice a vow. "No bloodline, no circle, no fate will ever come between us. You are mine, Layla, always." And as she curled against him, smiling through tears, she whispered, "Always." And so, the truth of Layla's bloodline didn't break her, it didn't bind her. It gave her a choice, and she chose love. She chose Damon. She chose to be queen, not by fate, but by her own will. If you loved this Alpha King love story, don't forget to subscribe, tap the like button, and leave a comment about your favorite moment. It helps bring more romance to life.